Once upon a time, there was a girl named Abigail who attended a prestigious school. Abigail was beautiful and smart, but had this pressure to be like her classmates. Abigail's father was a hardworking man who did everything in his power to make sure that Abigail was proud of him. But to Abigail, his efforts were not just enough. Abigail was not just angry with her dad alone, but was angry with their family's situation of poverty and wretchedness. They could hardly afford 3 square meals in a day. This is how it all started. James was a very hardworking farmer who married Joanna. Joanna was a very materialistic woman, just like her daughter, who was very ashamed of their financial situation, but she couldn't cope. Because of this, she was flirting, sleeping with different men just for money to sponsor her extravagant lifestyle. But all the money Joanna got from her wayward lifestyle, she spent on dressing, buying clothes. She buys different accessories to make sure she meet up to that lifestyle. Even with the money she got from the different men, she couldn't even afford to pay her children fees. She cared less about her children, talk more of her husband. Whenever her husband tries to reprimand her for her lifestyle, it always ended in a very serious fight. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Since you cannot give me money, I cannot live in poverty. I need to take care of myself. I will go to men who can give me money. Leave me alone. James never divorced his wife because of the children. He loved his children so much. He doesn't want their separation to affect them in any way. So he kept hoping maybe one day she would change and become a better wife. They both had 5 children, all of who suffered from malnutrition and lacked the basic necessities. They all struggled to make ends meet, but Joanna wasn't concerned. She cared less for the children. All she does is to make up, put on revealing dresses to hunt for men to sponsor her dirty lifestyle. Among their children was Abigail. Despite their circumstances, she was very smart and intelligent. She was one of the best students in school, but their financial situation forced her to drop out of school to hawk banana. There was no money to pay for her school fees, and the dream of getting a quality education was fading away from her. Abigail began hawking banana for the family, walking the streets every day with a basket of fruit on her head. There was a regular customer of hers named Samuel and Mercy. They were a happy and wealthy couple. Samuel and Mercy had been married for many years without issue. Despite the wealth and luxury, living in a mansion, they felt empty and lonely. Their hearts yearned for a child. Their house was filled with every comfort and luxury, but it echoed the silence of unfulfilled dreams. They admired the young girl's strength and perseverance and offered to buy bananas and even giving her extra cash. Abigail's bright smile in the midst of hardship attracted them to her. One evening, as Abigail approached their mansion, they were eager to hear her story, why she was out of school at such a young age. And she said, things were a bit hard for my parents, so I decided to sell to support them. What baffled Samuel and Mercy was her smile. How do you stay positive, happy in such a situation? My daddy said if I continue to sell plenty of bananas, he would pay my fees. I want to make my dad proud. The couples were deeply moved by her words. They have loved Abigail like the daughter they never had. Mercy held Abigail's hand. How do you feel if we helped with your education? We see so much potential in you. We want to help you achieve your dreams." Abigail jumped up with excitement. "Are you serious, ma?" "Yes, Abigail, we want to support you. You are a smart girl." Abigail started crying. Tears of joy rolled down her eyes. "Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I promise I will never let you down. I will make you proud." Samuel, with his wife Mercy, they heard Abigail. "Abigail, we know that you will never let us down. You are a very smart kid." So one day, Samuel and Mercy drove to Abigail's house. They had discussed this visit for weeks, but now they have decided to give Abigail that opportunities she deserved. They parked their car outside the small house and walked through the front door. James opened the door with a bright smile on his face when he saw them. "Welcome, ma. Welcome, sir. Please come in." They stepped inside, taking in the humble surroundings. Abigail was washing her mother's clothes at the backyard, but she quickly came in and greeted them with a bright smile. "Good afternoon, sir." "Good afternoon, ma." They smiled back at her warmly. "We wanted to discuss something important with your parents. Where is your mom?" Because Joanna didn't even come out to greet them. "She is busy inside," Abigail lied to protect her mom. Samuel and Mercy sat down, exchanging a deep glance as Mercy spoke. "Abigail is incredibly smart with great potential. We want to offer her a place in our home so we can support her education." James couldn't believe his ears. He was so excited. He lied down with appreciation, thanking them. "Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Oh my gosh, you don't know what you are about to do for me. Abigail deserves every chance she can get." He was so happy and overwhelmed. Immediately, Joanna bumped out without even greeting their guest. "Well, if Abigail is going to live with you, you are paying us millions to make up for her absence." James was really embarrassed, but she continued. "How can you carry our daughter, our precious daughter, to your house to use her as your slave without giving us money? You are there lying that you want to train her in school. Please give us money. Pay us very well. We need money. Pay us millions if you know you want to carry our daughter." James could no longer withstand the shame again. He quickly shouted, "Can you stop it? Are we selling our daughter? This is about Abigail's future and not about money." He pushed her inside. Samuel and Mercy, a little bit embarrassed at the scene, exchanged quick, shocking glances. How can a mother be like this? So they thought in their hearts. Samuel spoke up, addressing James directly. "We understand your wife's concern, but we have good intentions. We want to make sure she has the quality education she needs to succeed." James nodded vigorously. "Don't pay attention to her. I appreciate this opportunity you are giving to Abigail. She deserves it. We want the best for her." Abigail, sitting in a corner, felt a mixture of happiness and embarrassment. She was excited at the opportunity, but ashamed of her mother's greediness. Now, Mercy spoke to James directly. "Sir, we promise to take good care of your daughter like our own. She would have every opportunity to thrive." James cried for joy. "Thank you so much. Abigail, go pack your things. Go pack your things and live with them." "Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy." Abigail nodded, her heart pounding with excitement and relief. She hurried to her small room and began gathering her belongings. As Abigail packed, James returned to Mercy and Samuel. "You are giving my daughter a chance at a better life. I can't thank you enough." Samuel smiled warmly. "It's our pleasure, sir. Abigail is an extraordinary, brilliant girl. We are honored to help her achieve her dream." With that, Abigail returned, her bag packed and her face beaming with happiness. As they were leaving with Abigail, James felt a mixed emotion as he watched them go. that of joy because Abigail would get all the opportunities to thrive, but he would really miss his daughter. As they left, James went in to confront his wife. What a hell was that display? You really embarrassed not just me, but your daughter. That was selfish for people who wanted to help your daughter. Johanna responded, is it because they told you that? So you actually believe that? They want to use her as a slave. They want to use her for money. They should pay. They should bring money. Nothing is free. They should bring money. If not, I will never let them have rest. I will disturb them, go to their house, and cause a scene every day. James responded, I can't believe a mother is talking like this. You said they want to use our daughter to make money, but you want to use your own daughter to make money also. He was so angry at her. She said, of course, they are our children. They should be useful. And James was surprised. He hissed and left in total anger. When Abigail arrived at Samuel's house, she was bewildered by what she saw. The grand mansion was unlike anything she had ever seen in her life. But she also had a mixed feeling of, is this really truth? Am I dreaming? Someone should wake me up from my dream. It was as if Mercy noticed this. She went to Abigail. You are welcome to our home. I know that this might be quite overwhelming for you, but we want you to feel comfortable here. Abigail managed to smile, but still very much shocked by the magnificence of the mansion. Even in her wildest dream, she would never have thought she would live in such an exquisite mansion. She looked around the room, taking in the beautiful surrounding, and realized that this was the beginning of a new exciting chapter in her life. Samuel and Mercy enrolled Abigail in one of the best schools in their community, a prestigious school reserved for the high and the mighty, in contrast with that she attended before. At first, Abigail felt out of place among her classmates because they were very wealthy and influential. But with time, she began to fit in because of her determination and intelligence. And after about few weeks, she started settling in, making new friends, and excelling in her studies. All her teachers loved her. They praised her for her diligence and intelligence, and she quickly became one of the top students in her class. Back home, Abigail was living her dream life. The mansion was filled with servants who attended to every chores, and there was even one assigned to Abigail, specifically to cater for her needs. And this was very strange to her because back at home, she did all the chores and also had to hawk fruits to support the family. She was really living her dream life. Abigail was so happy and fulfilled. So now she can focus on her studies and enjoy her newfound opportunities. One evening, Mercy knocked at her door gently and came in. Abigail, how are you settling in? I hope you are enjoying your new environment. Abigail smiled through her homework. I'm settling in perfectly, ma. Thank you very much for everything you have done for me. I can't believe how different my life is right now. Abigail, we are very proud of you. You are doing amazingly well at your studies. And remember, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to get to me. Abigail continued to enjoy her new environment. The servants, they were very attentive and kind to her, making sure she never lacked anything. She got everything she needed. In the morning, Abigail would wake up to a sumptuous breakfast and a perfectly organized schedule. She felt like a princess and she was so grateful. Back in school, Abigail was so active even in extracurriculum activities. She joined clubs and made lasting friendships. Samuel and Mercy watched Abigail grow with pride. She was making them so proud. She was doing so well academically and representing their family. They were so happy, and their once lonely home was now beaming with joy, laughter, and that warmth of a child that they never had. Abigail became so comfortable and so relaxed in her newfound environment that she even forgot her past life of struggle. Little did she know her life was about to be transformed in ways she least expected. Back at Abigail's real home, her mother, Joanna, continued to extort money from Samuel and Mercy. Things had gone worst between James and Joanna. She was totally out of control. Her demands from Mercy and Samuel were totally outrageous, and each time they refused, she would get to their house and threaten them over and over again. Because you don't have a child, you have stolen my child. You have refused to give me money. You are selfish. Give me my child. She would disturb the neighborhood. She would threaten them over and over again. And this became too much for the couples to bear. Her cruel words had cut so deep in their hearts that they had to make a difficult decision. I can't keep living under this threat, Samuel said. This is not fair to us and to Abigail because we don't have a child of our own. She would always come to mock us. I think it is time to release Abigail, though it is painful, but this is the only choice we have right now. But Mercy was not happy. How can we let her go? We have grown to love her like our child. I love Abigail so much. I don't think I can live without her, she lamented. Samuel held her hands. Yes, I know it is painful, but we have to let her go. For our own safety, she would always be a daughter to us, and we would fulfill our promises to take her to any level in her education. But she has to go back to her parents for peace to reign. Mercy cried passionately. Samuel cried too and hugged her. The next day, they called Abigail into the living room. She sensed their seriousness and she was anxious what they were about to tell her. Mercy spoke. Abigail, her voice was shaking and trembling. We have something we want to discuss with you. Your mother has been making threats and accusations, and it has become too much that we can bear. And we don't want this to affect you in any way. Abigail was already scared, wondering and praying that it should not be what she was thinking about. Ma, please, I hope it's not what I'm thinking about. I love you so much. I love you and Dad. You are the parents I grew to know. I love my new home. I love this home. I don't want to go back. Mercy was caught in deep pain, really heartbroken. She reached out to Abigail and spoke to her gently. We love you too, Abigail. You have become a daughter to us, but for your safety and ours, you have to go back to your parents. Sudden hot tears began to roll down from Abigail's eyes. No, Mom, please, no, Mom. I don't want to go back. Please don't let me go back. But Samuel held Abigail's hand. Don't worry, my daughter. We will still be here for you. We will fulfill our promises to take you to any level at all you want to get in your education. But you have to go back to your parents now. Even when you are there, we would never abandon you. We would always be a part of your life. Mercy couldn't hold her tears at this point. This was the hardest decision they ever had to make because they had grown to love Abigail just like their own daughter. Abigail ran to Mercy. Mommy, please, don't send me away. I love you all so much. Don't send me away. Mercy broke down in tears. They were all crying. The day before Abigail would go back, Mercy went to the market and did shopping. She bought everything she thought Abigail would need in her home. She just wanted her to be comfortable, determined to show her love even for the last time. She knew that material gift could never replace the bond that they have shared, but she hoped that each gift would remind Abigail of the love and care she had received. Samuel and Mercy arranged for Abigail to be returned to her family home. The farewell was uneasy, a pool of tears for everyone. They all cried their eyes out. They held Abigail closely and reassured her that they would always be there for her. When they finally got home, her father James welcomed them with tears in his eyes, and he thanked Mercy and Samuel for all they had done. As a gesture of appreciation, he gave them a bunch of banana from his farm. They all bid each other farewell with tears in their eyes, the sadness of parting weighing heavily on them. That night, Abigail cried herself to sleep, the reality of her situation hitting her hard. The next morning, she awoke to her younger siblings running around their small house. She stared at the small portion of food she was served, even without meat, in contrast to what she had had. Would Abigail ever adjust to this lifestyle? Would she ever forgive her mother? What do you think? Stay tuned for part 2. Please subscribe if you have not. Make sure the bell is turned on. Like and share this video with your friends. I will see you again.